What if one of the loudest guitars in rock history was once silenced by laughter? What if the man who would go on to electrify stadiums across the world was once humiliated, dismissed, and nearly erased from the very band that made him immortal? Before the schoolboy uniform, before the duck walk, before Back in Black shook the planet, there was a moment quiet, brutal, and deeply personal, when Angus Young stood on the edge of obscurity, his confidence stripped away in a single session tied to an AC/DC track that almost broke him. Tonight we open the vault. Welcome to Legend Story Vault, where we uncover the hidden journeys and untold truths of music's greatest icons. This is not just the story of AC/DC. This is the story of humiliation, resilience, and how rock history is forged in moments no one sees. Why this story matters. AC/DC's music is built on raw power. No frills, no polish, no compromise. And at the heart of that sound stands Angus Young, a man barely over 5 feet tall, wielding a guitar like a weapon, turning sweat, chaos, and sheer will into global anthems. But legends are not born invincible. Behind the roaring amplifiers and iconic riffs lies a lesser-known chapter, one where Angus Young questioned his place, his worth, and even his future in AC/DC. Have you ever wondered how close greatness comes to disappearing? Because sometimes history turns on a single humiliating moment, humanizing Angus Young. Angus MacKinnon Young was born in Glasgow, Scotland, the youngest of 8 children in a working-class family. Money was scarce. Opportunity was scarcer. Music wasn't a luxury, it was survival. When the Young family immigrated to Australia, Angus was small, restless, and academically disinterested. Teachers didn't see a prodigy. They saw a problem. But at home, something different was happening. Angus discovered the guitar and it consumed him. He practiced obsessively, not to be famous, not to be rich, but to belong. Imagine being the youngest sibling, constantly overshadowed, desperate to be heard. Can you relate? Forming AC/DC, promise and pressure. AC/DC wasn't just a band, it was a family mission. Led by older brother Malcolm Young, the group demanded discipline, precision, and absolute commitment. Angus wasn't the leader. He wasn't the songwriter. He was the kid brother trying to earn his place. And early on, that place was never guaranteed. Record executives questioned him. Producers doubted him. Even insiders wondered if his wild style was a liability. Then came that recording. Struggles and turning point, the humiliation. During an early AC/DC studio session tied to a track meant to prove the band's seriousness, Angus was publicly criticized for his playing. Not gently, not privately. He was told he was sloppy, that his energy was distracting, that his style embarrassed the band. Some accounts say laughter filled the room. Others say silence was worse. Either way, the message was clear. Tone it down or step aside. Imagine being told the very thing that makes you you is the problem. What would you do? Angus didn't storm out. He didn't fight back. He internalized it. And for a moment, the fire dimmed. Doubt and near defeat. This wasn't just about a bad take. It was about identity. Angus considered pulling back, playing safer, quieter, smaller. But something felt wrong. AC/DC without danger wasn't AC/DC, and Angus without chaos wasn't Angus Young. Yet the fear lingered. Was he holding the band back? Was he replaceable? These are the questions that destroy artists long before fame ever arrives. Rise to fame, the reckoning. Instead of shrinking, Angus made a decision. If they wanted control, he would give them precision. If they wanted power, he would deliver it with discipline. He refined his technique, tightened his rhythm. But he never killed the fire. The next recordings changed everything. Suddenly, that embarrassing energy became the band's signature. That reckless movement became iconic. And the track that once carried humiliation became a lesson. Because the world didn't fall in love with AC/DC despite Angus Young. They fell in love because of him. Peak and legacy, impact on rock history. From Highway to Hell to Back in Black, one of the best-selling albums of all time. Angus Young redefined what a lead guitarist could be. Not perfect, not polished, but unforgettable. He turned vulnerability into voltage. And that early humiliation? It never left him. It sharpened him. Do you think greatness is born from praise or pressure? Partial close, suspense lead-in. But success has a shadow. And for Angus Young, the cost of becoming a symbol, a uniformed icon frozen in time, came with hidden struggles few fans ever noticed. In Part 2, we'll uncover the darker side of legacy. The physical toll, the expectations, and how Angus Young ultimately reclaimed control over his own story. Because redemption doesn't always roar. Sometimes, it survives. Temporary. If this story made you see Angus Young differently, stay with us. He internalized it, and for a moment the fire